It is June 2nd. It is day 134 of the Trump presidency, and let's talk about the headlines from today and yesterday. People are kind of freaking out because Trump has tapped a company called Palantir to create a database of all American information, essentially. So information about each American would be held within this database. It would be used for, honestly, tracking purposes. There's some discussion of creating like a social credit score here as well, which is really concerning considering the people that are interested in creating this social credit score are, in my opinion, the most evil people that we've ever been exposed to in this country. Peter Thiel is one of the founders of Palantir. If you don't know who he is for some reason yet, go look him up. Try to not do it right before you go to bed. He is an interesting guy. He has some pretty crazy ideas about human beings. He thinks of average people as like cattle slaves. And he said that he would just kill them outright if it wouldn't be so socially looked down upon to do that, and has suggested that we should have, I'm not even making this up, that we should have a situation similar to like the Matrix where we just put people, like hook them up to like feeders and just like put them on some kind of virtual reality stream. Anyways, that's who we're dealing with, and that's what Trump wants to do. I'm sorry, Bixie is like literally purring directly into the microphone, so there's not much I can do about that. It is freaky. It's very dystopian. Do I think that they're gonna get it done? I don't know. I would give that a 50% chance. I think that they have a lot on their plates. There's a lot going on right now. Trump is still melting down over, if you haven't heard about this, I should say this till the end, but I do have one gossipy thing for the end, so I'll tell you now. If you guys haven't heard about the taco fiasco yet with Trump, it stands for Trump always chickens out. It's kind of in relation to tariffs, but it's in relation to just him in general with his business strategies. And I guess they said that he's so angry, they're scared he's gonna like have a heart attack or an aneurysm because he is walking around just like with steam pouring out of his ears. He's been making a lot of statements about the taco Trump. Anyways, people on TikTok have made up a dance. It's probably somewhere on YouTube as well if you want to see it. It's pretty good. Just type in taco Trump dance and it'll come up. So, there have been huge drops in purchases of snacks across the country. And it's with Nabisco, PepsiCo, Campbell, General Mills. I think those are like the major companies that have reported on this so far. But they're talking about, that they've all seen a drop in purchases in the snack category. And it's to the point where... Is it Nabisco that makes Oreos? Whoever makes Oreos is suing Aldi for having like alternative Oreos there. So like off-brand Oreos. They're like, we can't afford to lose any revenue. So they're suing Aldi. These companies seem aware because there's a lot of speculation about why this is happening. Some people are like, oh, it's GLP-1s. And the companies are like, no, it's not. It's literally people don't have any money, which I'm actually glad that they're saying that. The cost of snacks has gone up by about 29% since the start of the pandemic. And people don't have the money. They would love to eat Doritos, but when Doritos are $8 a bag and you need a loaf of bread for your kids instead. Sorry, Doritos. We would love to continue putting useless calories into our bodies, but this is just not the time. So that's interesting. And I wonder if it will affect any behavior from these companies or if they're just going to be like, I don't know, because a lot of companies, it seems, are sort of digging in their heels, or they're not making the necessary changes, or they're making them too late, so it's pointless. It's going to be interesting to watch what happens. But yeah, I mean, discretionary spending is down across the board, and it has been for some time. Mount Etna erupted today. That is a volcano located in Italy. Everyone who's there obviously freaked out. All the tourists that were in the surrounding area ran. However, they're saying that there's no real risk to any of the nearby population. They moved it to a category orange or something. I can't remember what it said, but long story short, it's not particularly dangerous. It's a very active volcano that I guess erupts kind of frequently. It just sounds scary. And I'm sure it was scary to like stand there and watch that happen. Okay. This to me is the biggest story of the day by far. Ukraine pulled off a huge attack on Russia. They did not tell Donald Trump or the United States, supposedly. I believe that. I think if they had, the attack never would have happened. I think that that information would have made its way back to Putin. Supposedly, Zelensky's been planning this for 18 months. And what occurred to me earlier is that they must have also hidden this from Biden, which was smart. They should not trust anyone. So I'm glad that they did it that way. Long story short, they hid drones like all over Russia in unattended, sorry, I had to write really small here. Unattended cargo. Sorry. I wrote it too small. In unattended cargo containers or something. And they were able to destroy 34% of Russia's strategic cruise missile carriers, which is a really big deal because that's what Russia has been using to attack Ukraine. So they just took out 34% of their artillery, essentially. And they also took out they have a plane that they basically just like use for scanning the horizon. Russia does. They only have 5 of these planes. They have to be equipped with special stuff, and they destroyed one of those too. So it is a really big deal. I think it's really awesome that like they didn't kill people. They were actually able to go directly after the equipment. That's sick, dude. It's amazing. I posted about this on TikTok and I got like a lot of yapping from trolls, which is interesting. So I wonder if Russia has their trolls out right now. Also, I think a lot of like MAGA people have decided that they're heavily on Russia's side, but good for you, Ukraine. Russia and Ukraine actually had ceasefire talks today, which is awkward. They obviously did not reach a ceasefire agreement, but they did agree to a prisoner swap. So I'm curious to see if they agreed to it today, so hopefully they will actually go through with it. But congrats to Zelensky because it's a big deal. And again, I am all for anything that does not attack civilians. And it would be one thing to attack infrastructure like hospitals, which should be super fucking illegal. Or like not waterways, but like plumbing that delivers water to people's homes, or like electric grids. Like that stuff to me, I feel is a war crime. Anything that you're doing that is essentially targeting civilians, in my opinion, all of that's a war crime. So again, I absolutely love the idea of like drone on drone fighting to destroy military equipment is sweet, dude. Good. Okay. Trump has given Iran a lot of leeway with a nuclear deal. I don't know if it's finalized or if they're just like nearing a final agreement, but he essentially is going to be allowing them to maintain a store of a lot more weapons grade uranium than the United States has previously been comfortable with. Again, I told you I have like weird mixed feelings about all of this. I think it's really hard for a country with nuclear weapons to sit there and tell other countries that they can't have any. I think that's weird. Unless we were truly a benevolent force. And maybe, I mean, I think that a lot of people would argue that we never were. And I think that's true. But we were certainly better than we are now. I wish I knew more about Marvel Comics because I feel like we've been compared to like, I think, isn't Captain America, wasn't he like, didn't he turn out to be kind of a dick, but he was like kind of good, but also kind of a dick? I feel like that's what it was. That's kind of what it came down to. In any case, yeah, the Middle East could not be more complicated than it is right now. Not that it hasn't been complicated for a long time, but I don't know. I'm interested to see how that unfolds. There was a terror attack in Colorado. Very unfortunate situation. Not good for any side of anything, frankly. There was a man who targeted a Jewish event with a flamethrower and Molotov cocktails, and he literally came out and said like he was trying to kill Zionists and was, you know, screaming Free Palestine. Again, this doesn't help Palestine's cause in any way, obviously. And it, you know, it adds to the narrative that Netanyahu wants to push. So it's just bad all around. That man is going to be charged with federal hate crime. You know, it's a really emotionally charged time. Like, honestly, regardless of who you are. Because I see people screaming at each other about that issue all the time, obviously. Like, on TikTok, it's a very heated topic, understandably. And, you know, everyone's on edge anyways. Like, people can't afford to buy a bag of Doritos to drown their sorrows in. Things are just not good. They're not good. Let's just call a spade a spade. I actually have been seeing, and I think I've reported on this recently, but I've been seeing an increased number of videos from ex-MAGA people saying that, like, they're done. I saw one today, and I read through a bunch of the comments, and, like, it was a bunch more MAGA people saying, like, yeah, I really regret this. This is terrible. Things are worse. He's making things worse for working people, blah, 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 yada, yada. He's abandoning us. We wanted change. We thought he was going to help us, yada, yada. And, you know, there's a lot of people in the comments that are being like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, why didn't you know? Like, how couldn't you have seen this coming? Obviously, I agree with that. I'm not going to put that in someone's comments because I don't want to discourage them from finishing what they started and walking away. Good for you. I'll leave it at that. I don't need to, like, dig my heels into, like, rubbing it in. Life is going to rub it in. Unfortunately, life will be rubbing it in for us as well. Yeah, it's a tough time for everyone. I just bought 5 potato grow bags. Fun fact about potatoes. Potatoes can basically, it's like the only thing that you could survive on, not indefinitely per se, but close. Like, if all you had to eat was potatoes, like, you would survive. What was that movie when Matt Damon was on Mars just only eating potatoes? That was all he had left. He had to, like, regrow the potatoes from the potatoes. Yeah, man. That's my plan. That's my apocalypse plan. But I have strawberries out there. I have strawberries, kale. I have asparagus that has grown like 6 feet high. I planted cucumber, eggplant, melon, onion, green onion and purple onion, tomatoes, Swiss chard. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff in there, man. We'll just see what happens, you know? That's kind of my life. My life's motto right now. Okay. Unfortunately, Poland has elected a right-wing nationalist named Karol Nawrocki to be the new president. Yeah, that's a blow to the EU for sure. Again, I feel like we're seeing like the pendulum is like swing, 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 and it's going to do that for a minute. But there does seem to be significant backlash to countries that have the potential to be affected by Trump are swinging super far left. And I think in the long run, that could be, it sucks for us, but it could be good for the world. All right, I saved you this last very stupid headline because I think it's funny. You know the MyPillow guy, Mike Lindell? Well, he made a public statement that Satan rigged the 2020 election. Okay. Yeah, well, I guess you didn't pray hard enough, Mike. Pray harder next time. And also, make sure those pillows, don't have so many fumes in them, because I think they're affecting your brain. Or, actually, it was the crack. Wasn't it the crack? That's what his drug of choice was, crack. Yeah. Anyway, I am going to go eat some more dessert and take care of my kid, get some sleep. Hopefully, I'll have more funny news tomorrow. I try really hard to look for funny news for you guys. It's not as easy as it maybe used to be, but I am doing my best. All right. I hope you guys are doing well. Stay strong out there. I'll see you tomorrow.